What's up, everybody? I'm Blessed and Free. Welcome back to another episode of DOC TV. So you guys already know I like to bring people on this channel to do interviews because I like everybody at home, and I'm even interested in hearing a lot of people's stories and what they've went through and where they are now in their life. But before we get started with this interview, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, show your boy some support. And so we're going to jump right into this video. So, man, why don't you tell the people at home watching what your name is and where you're from?
My name is Bill Stacks, and I'm from Bristol, Connecticut.
All right. So what was life like for Bill when you were growing up?
I was getting in trouble, young age, skipping classes and all that, hanging out with the wrong people. And I think I was around 14 or 15. I got caught stealing a car. And
all right. So your first charge was a grand theft auto?
Yeah.
All right. And what happened with that?
They gave me probation, and about a year later, a year and a half later, I caught armed home invasion with a sawed-off shotgun. It was burglary in the second degree, and
Damn.
so they put them all together, the charges, the violation of probation and the burglary second. Ever since the Cheshire home invasion, the charges have changed because the two parolees broke into a home and killed the whole family, and they were on parole at the time, and they were armed when they broke into the house, and that's the same charge I had, but I got charged with that before all that happened. So
you kind of got blessed with that then, because in Florida, man, you get a life sentence for an armed home invasion. Like, you're done, bro. Like, they're sending you up Schitt's Creek without a paddle down here. So how long before that happened, before the laws changed and you caught that charge, how much time was like mandatory on something like that?
Well, now you get well over 20 years, but they were offering me 20 as my first offer is 20.
Damn. So what did you do a public defender, or did you get a private attorney?
No, my mother paid for a private attorney.
Mama Dukes, boy, came in clutch, huh?
God, man.
She blessed your ass.
Yeah, man. She worked at UConn. She had the money to do it, so she got me a paid attorney. She bonded me out, and I stayed in county for about 30 days. I got a little taste of what it was going to be like.
So what was county like in Connecticut? Like, is it popping off? Is it pretty chill, or how does it work up there?
You go to Hartford Correctional, and it's straight gangs. Nothing but people from Hartford, New Haven, Bridgeport, and it's gangs. Like, you can't use the phone. There's like a pecking order in there.
Yeah. What gangs are like? What kind of gangs are up there, man? Like G's or Blood?
A lot of Bloods, Latin Kings. There's Los Solitos, 20 Love, Nietas. It's basically about it. There's not like GDs and all that. I haven't ever heard of any of them.
Yeah, they're deep in Florida. So
like
all right, so
Boys, stuff like that. Elm City Boys, Pump Nation. There's a lot of different gangs up here, but they're not the same as Florida.
Yeah, that's what I hear, man. Every state's got its own. Usually it's the main ones, you know what I mean, that are in every state. But then there's also a lot of different ones. We have that in Florida too. There's different sets to every organization that call themselves something different. But so how did that work? So you're obviously not affiliated then, right? When you're going in?
Yeah, I wasn't affiliated going in.
So when you went in and then you bonded out on the burglary too, how much time and how long was it before you got sentenced to prison?
It was about a year.
All right. So you're on the streets for a year. And then
I'm causing trouble as that time's going on. Like, I'm getting in trouble, but I'm not getting arrested for it,
Yeah, you're getting away with some shit.
Yeah. Basically.
So what was your reasoning for like getting into trouble? Like, mine started with money, selling drugs, and doing that whole lifestyle that comes with all of that. Is that like, what was your thing? Did you just like trying to sell cars, steal cars to sell them, or
I just like the adrenaline, man. I like,
adrenaline junkie?
yeah.
Yeah. So you didn't
After,
get so you didn't get caught for any of that shit though. Just what you were on bond for.
yeah.
So how did that go? Like the day you took care of that case, how did all that go down?
Oh, when I went to jail.
Yeah.
So
When you got sentenced to prison for it.
yeah, now I've been to jail so many times now that like I know what to expect now, but I back then I didn't know anything. I
Yeah,
didn't
you
know
were green.
Yeah, so I went right to I got 18 months in jail.
Man,
So it,
you
thank
got
God.
blessed. Yeah, you
Yeah,
got blessed, bro.
did. I got 18 months and 6 months on top of that to go concurrent or
Yeah.
consecutive.
So you got 18 months, you got 6 more months, but the 6 ran concurrent with the 18. So
No,
you're doing 18.
consecutive. No, it's
Oh,
consecutive.
okay. So you're doing what? 24 then, right?
Yeah, but in Connecticut,
Or
if you
22. You did
if you
24 months.
yeah, if you have 24 months or under, you get TS in Connecticut. It's called transitional supervision. But if you have 2 years and a day, you have to go to intake, and it's I forgot the name of the jail. But I've never been in jail with over 2 years. I've always had 2 years or under.
Oh, so if you have 2 years or under, you kind of stay in a jail facility and you don't actually go to prison?
No, you go to prison. You still go to prison, but it's a different kind of parole. Like when you're going up for parole,
Yeah.
TS is like a more like
Lenient?
no, they're more on you. Like you get ankle monitor, all that shit. It's so little time that you're on it for that, like they're
Yeah,
really on you.
they try to hem you up.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
That's crazy. So when you took the 24 months, what, like, how did all that go down? Do you go to a reception center once you plea out, or?
Well, first you go to Hartford Correctional, is the regular jail, and you sit there for about 30 days. I was in the YO block for kids. I was 16, 17 at the time.
Okay.
And so they transferred me to MYI, Manson Correctional Institution in Chester. They call it Little Chester. They call it the Gladiator School in Connecticut. It was nothing but fights every day. It was insane there.
All right. So take me. All right. So you're in Gladiator School. Like, how did you say there's fights all the time? How does that go down? Because in Florida, when you go into a camp, usually you're going to get TOH. They're going to step off in your chest, see what you're about. You know, they may beat your ass and take all your shit a couple times. And then, you know, if you have heart, they might leave you alone. Is that kind of how it works up there for you guys?
I mean, pretty much, but it's not, they don't call it a TOH. Everyone that comes in there, people are going to fuck with you.
Yeah.
Regardless, like a lot of people go to jail and they join gangs right away for protection. I've seen people join gangs because they were scared. I've seen other people join gangs just because, just to join gangs. But they're definitely gonna mess with you if you go to jail in Connecticut. I guess they would call it a TOH, unless you if you stand up for yourself, you'll have a decent time. If you stand there and let people do things to you and steal shit from you and treat you a certain way, then they're always going to do it to you the whole time you're there. And Connecticut's a small place, so people hear things. It travels from different correctional facilities. People know everything that's going on.
Right. So if you're a bitch, everybody's gonna know you're a bitch.
Yeah, definitely.
So how is it as far in Maryland when you were there with corruption? Because in Florida, the guards are ruthless, man. Like there's so much corruption down here. What did you see up in Maryland?
No, it's Manson Youth Institution in Connecticut. It's in Cheshire.
Okay.
So one time I'm sitting in there and the guard comes around and someone told me he was from the same town I was from. So I I go, oh, you're from the same town? And he's like, yeah. And I asked him if he knew somebody, and I was like running my mouth about that person, and the person happened to be his brother.
Oh man.
And he's like, look at my name tag. And I'm like, God damn, man, my mouth got me in trouble again. So he started taking my mail, you know, pushing me in a rec yard, and like
Yeah.
say you guys all lost commissary today because of him, shit like that.
The inmate was saying that?
No, the guard pushed me in the rec yard and say,
Oh,
you guys
okay.
all lost commissary today because of him.
Damn. So he was throwing you under the bus.
Yeah, trying to get me jammed up.
Yeah.
So I would, every time I would leave the cell, I was fighting every single time. It was nonstop. Every single time I would step out of that cell, I was fighting.
What was the worst fight you got into?
I was eating one time, and it's like a long corridor with seats in there where you eat. And the correctional officers rip the chairs out so people don't have anywhere to sit. So you're like looking for somewhere to sit. You got your food. So I just sit down. I'm not from Hartford. I'm not from New Haven. So I sit down wherever I want. So I just start eating. This big dude comes up to me and he's like, get up. And I'm like, damn, man. And I'm like, no. And I just kept eating. And he's like, get up. And I think he started feeling like I was punking him, because I was.
But he was punking you though.
He was trying.
Yeah.
He hit me with his tray right in the back of the head, man. And we started fighting right there. And it was just melee. And I got into so many fights there that, you know, I lost a bunch. I lost a bunch and broke out even on a bunch, you know. I'm not no crazy dude.
What do you mean? You didn't win every fight when you were in prison?
Nah.
That's crazy. Everybody does.
Yeah, I thought everyone does.
Yeah, that's wild. I didn't know that happened. All right. So were they jumping you, or was this all like one-on-one type shit?
They were jumping me. Any chance they got to fuck with me, they did.
So were they doing that to other people, or were you kind of the
yeah, I wasn't the only one.
All right.
And then, like, as time went on, they eased off me. But then you get switched to another cottage, and it's a whole new set of people. It's a whole new set of problems, you know? It gets so crazy that my mother's in contact with the jail all the time, and she's writing the governor, all this. You know how moms do.
Yeah.
And the jail told her, how about we give him a job? Maybe he'll chill out and stop fighting so much if we give him a job. So they come to me in SAG, and they're like, we're going to give you a job in the laundry. And I'm like, I didn't know you take people out of SAG and give them a job. So, but they did. They took me out of SAG, gave me a job in the laundry, and I stayed there for about 9 months, and I liked it. I started liking it there. You know, I got used to it, and I started getting comfortable. And then I was talking with another inmate inside the little rec yard they got, and we were having an argument about something, and I go, I thought me and you were right here. And the guard saw me do this, and they came running, man. They grabbed me, handcuffed me, and they wrote up a report saying I was affiliated with a gang.
For doing this?
Because I did this.
What? That's fucking crazy.
So they handcuffed me, sent me to SAG, and then they transferred me to Gardner Correctional Institution back in, this was 97, 98. And it was a gang facility. So you have to go through different tiers of a gang program in order to graduate the program.
Damn.
So I wasn't in a gang. So
what gang did they think you were in? Doing, you know, that doesn't.
They thought I was affiliated with 20 Love.
Okay.
And that's their hand signs, you know?
Oh, okay. No, I didn't know that. I never heard of them. So that's why, I mean, That don't seem like that would be a gang sign. You know what I'm saying? Like tons of people do shit like that.
Yeah. Well,
They didn't
it
like
was
you, bro.
SRG. They consider you a SRG
Yeah,
security risk.
security group threat.
Yeah. And so the gang program is 18 months. So I didn't even have 18 months left on my sentence. So by the time I started the gang program, they knew I wasn't in a gang. They seen, like, at first they put you in a cell with an opposite gang member. No, with the same gang member for your first 30 days. And then they change you to an opposite gang member. And you go through this program for first it's 6 months, and then it's another 6 months, and you go down to these different levels. And this whole jail was all gangs. So when they found out I wasn't in the gang, they knew I wasn't in the gang. They switched me from the gang program to general population in that jail. So there's two pods. That's general population. B block and G block was general population, and the other blocks were all gangs. And so they gave me a job in the kitchen, and I seen some crazy stuff happen in that jail.
All right. So what was the craziest thing you think you saw when you were in that jail you're talking about?
Gardner Correctional Institution. It's in Danbury, Connecticut. One time we were in line. You have to walk in a single file line with your hands behind your back to go to the chow hall. And there was this kid just got let out of SAG because he got a tattoo on his arm and it said thug. And he was a young white kid. And so we're walking to chow hall, and a guard comes up on the side of him walking. And he's like, "So you think you're a thug with that tattoo you got, huh?" And the kid just looks at the guard, and he grabbed him. He pulled him to him and bit a chunk out of his cheek.
The guard got his cheek bit.
The inmate bit the guard right in the face.
He was a hungry thug.
Man, he bit a chunk right out of his cheek. You can see his teeth and everything.
That's crazy. I never seen no shit like that.
It was right when the two security doors locked, so we were stuck in this hallway. So he bites the guard's face, pushes him down, and there's blood everywhere. And the goon squad comes running in. All of us, all the inmates are trapped in this sally port with this crazy inmate with blood everywhere. So they start shooting in mace and shit. They get us all handcuffed, and we go back to the block. And we go on lockdown, big investigation. And then a couple weeks later, I'm in the cell and I hear banging. This is late at night. I look out the door and I see the guards are pulling a guy out of a cell with a sheet tied around his neck. And it's like tied in a knot. His cellie strangled him with a sheet.
Damn, bro.
He shaved off all his dreads. He was another white guy. He had dreads down to his ass. And he shaved off all his dreads and then killed his cellie that night. And
so the dude died that had the sheet around his neck?
Yeah. They pulled him out of the cell. He was dead.
Damn. So when you're in prison, this prison you're talking about, do they separate like people that have different types of charges, or are you all grouped in together?
All grouped together.
All right.
But this is a level 4 prison. Like Little Chester's a level 4. If you get arrested in Connecticut for a level 4 offense, you're going to a level 4 prison.
So when you saw that, man, like, were you like, damn, this shit's real in here?
Yeah, I was scared, man.
Yeah, that shit's crazy, man. So when you seen that, like, what happened? Like, what happened with the guy that killed him? Did they take him out of the pod then?
Yeah, they just handcuffed him, brung him out, and then there was like caution tape around the cell, and they had us on lockdown for about a week. And then when they let us off lockdown, the cell still had caution tape on it across the cell, and they just let us go about our business.
Damn. So how much time did you have left when that happened?
I had about a month, 2 months.
Damn. They gave you a going home present, bro.
Yeah, so then that wasn't the end of it, man. So I hear commotion, right? I'm sitting at the rec yard. It's inside, like, they got cells on the top row with the stairs that go up, and then cells on the bottom with the guard in the middle.
Yeah.
They had a universal weight bench in there. So I'm over there on the weights, just fucking around on the weights, and I hear commotion going. And I look over and people start fighting, and I was like, I just thought it was a fight going on, but I'm looking around and everybody's fighting, like everybody in the whole pod, everybody starts fighting. I was like, the fuck is going on? And it was a riot broke out. And a guard started running down the stairs, and this guy came up behind the guard and just slammed him on the ground. People were fighting everywhere, locks and socks. They had adapters in socks. People were stabbing people. It was insane, man.
Damn, bro.
I walked up the stairs. I went in my cell, closed the door, and I just watched all this shit happen. They sent they sent a young short lady inside the block.
So you're in the cell, shut the door. Well, I guess there's a window in the cell door, and you're just like, hey, there everybody is killing each other.
I know I'm leaving soon, I knew I was leaving.
Yeah, you're trying to get home. I feel you. That's crazy, man. So, like, how did it all end? Obviously the boom squad or whatever you call it came in.
Yeah, they came in, they maced everybody, and it was bad. A lot of people got took out in ambulances, and it was all over the news.
Damn, bro.
A big riot in Gardner. It was in 98 or 97. I'm sure there's like footage of it and stuff like that. But
so what was your plan when you were getting released from prison? Like, did you have a plan, or were you kind of just gonna go back to your parents, or like what was the plan, man?
I was gonna go back, live with my mother, and just start life. And I thought I was done with trouble, but I wasn't.
So what? You ended up getting arrested again after you got out?
A lot.
Oh, okay. What's a lot?
I've been arrested 26 times.
Damn, bro. You ain't even fucking off. So, all right. How long were you out before you got arrested?
About a year.
All right. And what'd you end up getting arrested for then?
DUIs, possession of cocaine, like little things like that. Domestic with my girlfriend, like little things like that.
Yeah. So did you have like a drug and alcohol problem or?
Yeah, I've been clean for 2 years now.
Oh, wow. That's what's up, man. That's good. What were you addicted to? How did all that start with you?
Heroin.
Heroin?
Yeah.
All right. And do you say that most of your charges came from
drinking?
From drinking?
Yeah.
All right. Well, what sent you back to prison?
Drinking, man. Drinking was like the major thing. Like I would get out, do 6 months, I'd relapse, I'd go right back to jail, do another bid. I never got over 2 years though. But now
because you were just doing like petty offense type stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I talk about that on this channel because I think most people that go to prison or jail for that matter, it's usually on like petty shit like what you're talking about. And it's usually because of an addiction to, one or the other type deal. So, I mean, no, there are people that go to prison that, are really about that life that have done some shit that, they get a lot of time for. But I'm sure you can relate when you're in prison, you meet a lot of people there on some dumbass shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you end, like when all that was going on and you kept going in and out, what was the thing that like really made you want to change your life and not end up just doing that for the rest of your life?
My daughter. I have a 15-year-old daughter, and she's going through like issues right now with staying out late, and she wants to run wild on the street like I used to want to do. And I'm trying to like show her that it's not the life. Like you don't want to go to jail. She thinks she's going to be in a institution, and she's too young to think like that. And I want to try to save my daughter,
Yeah, that's good, man. Cause there's a lot of people out there that that doesn't even stop them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what's life like for you these days? I know you said you had 2 years off the heroin and clean.
Yeah.
How are you doing that, man?
Well, I go to a program. I talk to a counselor, and I go to AA meetings.
All right. Oh, that's
Alcohol
good, bro.
is like the gateway drug, you know.
How did you get led in that direction? Like, did you have like a friend, or like, did you just kind of go searching out stuff on your own?
Nah, I just fell into the wrong people, man. Hanging around the wrong people. Like when I went to jail and I started going in and out, I started doing tattoos in jail. So I started, when I got out, I would be in the street doing tattoos, and not the best people get tattoos all day, you know?
Yeah, no, I feel you. So you were basically tattooing to get some heroin and blow and shit like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's going on now in your life? Like, what's these pictures I see behind you, man?
Yeah, I started a new podcast where I interview ex-gang members and mafioso, and I talk about like things that they've been through and where they're at now in life. Like they explain the treachery. And my first interview was with Anthony Hootie Russo from the Gambinos. And
Oh, that's what's up, man.
yeah, the interview's up there now, and I'm just continuing with that and try to change lives, man.
That's good, bro. So if anybody watching this wants to tune in one night to your podcast, how do they do that?
You can go to my Instagram. It's instagram.com/Bill Stacks, BILLSTAXX 20.
All right.
Go to my Instagram, and the link for it's in the bio.
All right. Yeah, I'll link your Instagram in the description of this video. So that way, if anybody wants to check it out, they have easy access to it, man. But did you have any other social media that you wanted to drop for people watching, or is that pretty much how you're doing all of it is on the gram?
Yeah, Instagram or Facebook, you know, Bill Stacks, Facebook, Bill Stacks. That's it.
All right, man. Well, seeing that your daughter's out there right now, kind of, struggling with finding herself and doing the right thing, I'm sure you've said this to your daughter, but if there's anybody else watching this that is doing stuff that, you or I did that led us in the places that we went, and they want to stop and they don't know how, what would you tell them?
You can change. Like it's not, despair doesn't have to be all the time, you know. You don't have to be at the bottom all the time. There's other people that are there to help you out, and there's people that have been through what you're going through that can explain, you know.
Yeah
It's hard, man, but I'm trying. I'm not gonna give up on her.
Yeah, man. So props to you, man, for, turning your life around and trying to guide your daughter into making sure she doesn't make mistakes. But all right, man. Well, I want to thank you for coming on the channel, bro. It was nice, hearing your story, and, people change, and you're obviously a living testament to that. So I appreciate you, bro. Salute to you. All right.
Thank you, man.
All right. Anybody else watching this right now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And with that, it's DOC TV, and we're out.